Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are following us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Give us a 5-star rating. It massively helps us out. Enjoy.
Do you think this is a bigger result for Arsenal or for Spurs?
Arsenal.
I think it's a big result for Arsenal, but it's a bigger result in terms of like Spurs played the game. But I think if you're Arsenal, you don't want to get into the mentality of relying that heavily on results.
Arsenal got away with it, didn't they? We got away with it big time here.
No, today could have been a momentum change. Everyone was going, oh, finally Arsenal have been found out. They've bottled it. They didn't bottle it. Everton were excellent. It was one of them games. Today, if City would have gone and pumped Spurs, taking it down to 2 points, even with the game in hand, 2 points, then they've got to play Arsenal twice. That would have been a momentum shift, 100%. So the fact they've gone and played like that, stunk the gaff out, and now Arsenal can go back to 8 points clear, the title's done.
I don't think it's done.
It's done.
I don't like the whole it's done. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Starting to get a bit shaky.
I don't think it's done. But
it's only 8 points.
Everyone just... I even had people messaging me yesterday about it, now City, time for City to turn it around. City are not as good as Arsenal.
No, they're not.
You've seen what Arsenal did to Spurs the other week?
Arsenal are the best team in the league and they should win the Premier League. But
they
you
will.
know what? No, I think they will as well. But
in February,
it's Premier League football. Anything can happen.
By the end of Feb, you're still going to be 8 points clear, most likely.
Probably.
You're not going to let that slip. It won't happen.
I think that yesterday was pretty much the first time Arsenal have dropped a performance that low.
But they still could have got something.
Yeah, Arsenal, I know Everton could have scored. Arsenal had chances, and Nketiah could have scored. Odegaard could have scored. All these players could have, Trossard could have scored. All these players could have got us points. I don't think Arsenal necessarily played bad. I think Everton actually just played really well, and they played with a high press. As we saw earlier, I mentioned earlier, Everton had the best running stats out of any game they played this year. They're on the new manager bounce. Onana played out of his skin.
The crowd was pumped. It was that's how Everton need to be at home. That's what I've always grown up knowing Goodison Park to be, was yesterday.
Yeah.
Fierce, physical, in your face, hard place to go. I don't know how... I can't see him turning their away form round, but they'll make that a fortune.
I know they always say Everton are the worst run club in the league, but a point in Sean Dyche,
who I called on the last pod, if you will remember.
Call it, but I think he's the perfect man for the job.
He is. But it almost felt like they fell into that decision because they interviewed him and Marcelo Bielsa. Like, if anything says how badly they run, it was the fact they interviewed both of them. And Bielsa turned them down.
But I think if they had got Bielsa, I don't think they win the game against Arsenal.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it was shocking that they even considered Bielsa as a viable option.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's not the club doing well to get Dyche. It was that it just...
I think Everton stay up. I think Everton stay up. Sean Dyche will keep them up easily. I think they stay up easily as well because he's changed. I think he's changed the mentality. I feel like what he even said, a lot of the players have said to him openly that, they let the manager down last time, Lampard down, and they didn't try hard enough for Lampard.
Disgrace. But
it is bad. But I don't. Under Dyche, you won't do that. And if you are doing that, you're dropped. You know what I mean? He's already come in with a bleep test. He's getting working, and to be fair, I don't know how much fitness you can get in a week, but they ran their socks off against Arsenal.
Mm-hmm. He's tried and tested with average players, isn't he?
Yeah.
And they have a lot of average players. He makes average players better than they are, or make them look better than they are with the way he sets up. He's actually a really good coach. Yeah, Sean Dyche, tactically. And
this squad is better than any Burnley squad he had at any point.
Yeah, 100%.
So if he was able to keep them up for as long as he did.
If he can keep Calvert-Lewin fit, and because he played well, he played well yesterday.
He was very unlucky to score.
Keep Onana fit, and I actually think defensively they're all right. Everton,
Tarkowski and Cody are good.
Yeah, I like those two. And Pickford's a good goalie.
He's still got Coleman at right back.
Yeah.
Well, Patterson when he comes back.
Yeah, that's amazing.
He's meant to come back in a couple of weeks, I think, Patterson. Tom, I want your thoughts on something Sean Dyche has done for Everton. Controversial. Yeah, it's cold. He's banned players from wearing snoods and hats in training. He says, as you can't wear them in a match, so why wear them in training? Because I'm going to argue here.
No,
I'm going to argue that you want your players to stay warm during training to reduce the chances of injuries.
Or just feel good, play good. That's what I've always been. If you feel good, you play good.
Yeah, so why are you disagreeing that he banned them? If maybe I feel good with a snood.
What?
No, he's on your team.
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
I think it's a ridiculous rule he's brought in.
Oh, I thought you said you were against it.
No, I fucking hate it. I don't get what. It doesn't make any sense.
It makes loads of sense. It's like in every other sport. You like in UFC, you can train a certain way, so you get used to the actual situation.
That you have just exposed yourself is the stupidest thing you've ever said.
No, it's not, mate. Ultimate Fighter, Conor McGregor showed how he trained, and he says, "Let's get rid of the pads. Let's use, mimic the fight and experience, get the body moving."
And they barely touch each other. Some fighters don't even spar.
Well, I'm not saying in training you have to go 1,000,000%, but getting yourself used to how it feels.
But that's what he's saying. He's saying we should train the way we play. No one trains the way they play. You can't mimic a match.
But you can do your best to mimic it by getting rid of snoods, hats.
Because in loads of games you set cones out and do that. That happens all the time. Don't you? You run around cones in games.
Scenarios of the game. There's no scenario in the game where you have a hat on.
No, the only way you mimic a game is playing another game.
I think for me it's the mentality.
It is, bro.
He's come in and he's gone, it's too comfortable. Yeah. And it's taken away those comforts, being like, you don't need to be fucking warm. If you want to be warm, fucking run for it. And I think he's come in and he's just, it's just one of those authority things where it's like, I'm going to make you uncomfortable.
Do you know what? I think he shouldn't do it, but if he was at any other club. But I think as the players admitted to him, they went soft under Lampard, and you've got to take these drastic actions. At the start, he might say, you can wear a snood now, guys, if he sees performance has changed, which he saw against Everton, but against Arsenal, sorry. But I think under Lampard, they went soft, and he's trying to harden the players a little bit.
It might be more than if he's like, right, you're not wearing snoods, you're not wearing gloves, you're not wearing hats. And if a player complains about that, he almost knows without him watching them play, he's like, right, that's a whinger, a soft whinger. I don't want them in the team. I don't know. It's worked for the first game, so...
Well, why don't they just get 60,000 watching training then? Make it look like a game.
Well, that's just being ridiculous.
Well, no, it's not though.
No, to be fair, did you see in Amazon All or Nothing when it was Arsenal and Arteta got the speakers around the training pitch and blared out, "You'll never walk alone."
But also,
and then we lost 4-0. Maybe it doesn't work.
We can't ever mock what Arteta did in that documentary, because look at us now.
Let's fucking go, guys.
The light.
Arteta came out after the game, was sympathetic with his players, saying it's easy to be next to someone when they are winning. I'm still so proud of all these players. They deserve it. He actually was a big leader after the game, wasn't he? He really backed his players. And I think that's the sign of not knowing that he could have gone in on them and it could have demoralised them. But I think he knew that it was
he ain't going to do that publicly though, is he?
No, but I even think behind closed doors, I think he knows that this was just an Everton went nuts. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like Arsenal looking on the ropes now.
You've already proved this season, the loss against United, going behind in certain games, you're not like, there's not like a lack of character in the team. I think it's a one-off. If you got next week, you'll win next week.
Brentford, and then...
You'll beat Brentford next week and it'll be all back.
Brentford are good though. Brentford are very, very good. If Arsenal lose against Brentford...
They're not that good away from home.
But if Arsenal lose against Brentford...
away, they're awful.
Their away record's shocking.
And we're the only team that's gone, their big team that's gone there and beat them.
Yeah.
And if they do...
I think as well, I think that was a bit of a message to the fans, like, because there are a certain section of the Arsenal fan base that do well by being reactionary and angry, that immediately started like running agendas again, like straight back to, we needed Jesus, we desperately need Jesus back. I think that was a bit of a message to some fans, being like, that you've been absolutely loving it and been very vocal about it when we've been doing well.
It's not realistic what's that fly knocking about there? It's not realistic to think like games like that aren't going to happen.
Yeah. And also, Nketiah almost scored. All the guys, we could have snuck points against them, do you know what I mean? So we got 2 home games next, and Brentford and then City at the Emirates.
Yeah, that's
6 points.
Do you think?
Yeah. Are we streaming the City game, surely?
Yeah, we
can. Is it the Sunday?
Probably, right?
It's on a Wednesday.
No,
it is.
Yeah, we are streaming it, aren't we?
We will be, yeah. Arsenal City.
Yeah. I definitely put that in. Do you genuinely think it's 6 points?
Yeah.
I mean, Brentford's definitely 3. City.
You're telling me that City team's going to beat you?
No.
I mean, no one's come to the Emirates yet, and I mean, Newcastle got that draw, but it's a tough place to come to right now.
Well, no, cut that out, right? Because that was a very respectable point. Thank you very much.
They put 1 million men behind the ball and got 0-0.
Who cares? We left with a point.
Yeah, they did get.
What a great team.
That is a good point, though. That City won't put 1 million men behind the ball, and it's the teams that have come and actually attacked us have normally ended up suffering. Like Liverpool tried.
It'll be 2-0 within 30 minutes.
It could be.
City are not that they're too vulnerable at the minute.
Do you know what
defensively?
This whole thing of like City being not all this year, they are still second in the Prem, 5 points behind Arsenal, who are clear of everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's pretty. If you actually think that's nuts.
I think it's the regularity of how often they've dropped performances like that, and sometimes they've got away with it because of Haaland or whatever, but. It's happening way too often. Like you cannot see that City team going on like a 14-game win streak.
Yeah, no chance.
Like they have done in previous seasons. Like,
and they have got a lot of injuries and players out.
They've got injuries. John Stones is that's a month basically he's out for. They haven't got depth of fullbacks at all.
Huge miss. It
just seems to be an unhappy camp. And and I think they're focused on the Champions League because that one group of players might be thinking, well, this is actually potentially the last chance we've got before the whole City squad is kind of turned over.
And it seems like City's curse is the Champions League, isn't it? Especially with Pep. Like there's just something not clicking.
That squad of players, they've won the Premier League 4 times, most of them.
It's hard to remotivate yourself every year.
Hard not to think that they'll just be focused on the Champions League, which could play into Arsenal.
But the remotivation thing is what makes players great, though, isn't it?
But they have done it. They've won the last 2.
Yeah.
They've won the last 4 out of 5.
Went on for so long. Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. I know tennis, but the fact that you keep going is the sign of a great player.
Yeah, but they have done that.
Yeah, I know, but so they need.
They've had a slight dip this season. At the same time last season, when we were saying the halfway stage, City still would have been top of the league without Arsenal.
That's what I'm saying, though. Everyone keeps saying that
Arsenal are just having an incredible season.
That's what I'm saying. City. Everyone's saying City are dropping and whatnot, but they're still second in the Prem.
But it's similar to like if Messi scores 40 instead of 60. We're used to 60 to 40. Oh God, he's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Your own high standards can sometimes actually be your downfall.
They've